In the winter of 2016, Corey Cadby won his first PDC title in only his second Development Tour event. He then qualified for the World Youth Championship final by beating Dimitri Vandenberg in the semis. In the final, which took place on the stage at Butlins Minehead, he managed to win the title, beating Barry Van Peers 6-2. He then played at the World Championship, where he set a preliminary round record average in a win before losing to Joe Cullen in the first round despite performing well and winning the first set. Cadby then didn't appear in the PDC for almost 8 months before he managed to win the DPA qualifier for the Auckland Masters World Series event. In the event, he went on a great run, starting with a first round 6-4 win over Peter Wright. He then averaged 100 in a 10-5 quarter-final victory over Michael Smith. This set up a semi-final tie with Phil Taylor, who Corey had history with. In his PDC debut game in 2016, Cadby lost to Taylor, but a week later he got revenge and beat the 16-time world champion 6-2 with an average of 103, despite the fact that Phil averaged 111. Their third meeting took place on Phil's birthday, and the match was very eventful. It was very close after 15 legs in the first to 11 game, with Cadby 8-7 up in a very warm arena. Due to the heat, Corey kept moving his shoulders after throws to stop his shirt sticking to him. Phil began to laugh at this, and Corey did it again at the start of the next leg after he went 9-7 up. Phil seemed to imply that he felt that Corey was attempting to put him off, and so Cadby had to explain the heat situation. After Corey went 10-7 up, Phil seemed to mock him by handing him his towel when he came back from the board. He then grabbed the towel when Corey was done with it and pretended to wipe his bum with it. At the end of that leg, Phil took the towel off Corey before he stepped up for match darts. Taylor then threw Corey's towel off of the stage as the Aussie stepped up to the oche. After Corey missed 3 match darts, a fan threw the towel back to Phil, who wiped his own face with it. Phil went on to win that leg before Corey won the next one to secure an 11-8 win. Cadby continued to use the towel after the game. Taylor then asked him to sign the match board, which he did to most players during the later years of his career. Cadby refused to sign it, and Taylor threw the pen at him before they left the stage. Taylor didn't receive any punishments for these actions, which some fans called gamesmanship. Let me know if you think this was gamesmanship or just a bit of fun in the comments below. They then played a week later, and Taylor got revenge, winning 10-9. After this match, Cadby did agree to sign the board, and Phil gave it to him to keep, showing that the players had made up. A similar, arguably even stranger incident happened at Ali Pali during the 2017 World Championships. But before we look at that, please don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications, as it really helps the channel, and currently, just 11% of my watch time comes from subscribers. Thanks. Alan Norris had qualified for the PDC World Championship for the first time in the previous year, where he was the top Pro Tour qualifier. On his Ali Pali debut, he caused a shock, whitewashing number 6 seed Robert Thornton with an average 10 points higher than the Scotsman's. He then beat Joe Mernon 4-1 in the second round with an average close to 95. He averaged 95 in the next round, where he beat Mark Webster 4-1 to reach the last 8 on his Ali Pali debut. In the quarter-finals, he faced Jelle Klaasen and went 3-1 up in the first to 5 game. Jelle then won back-to-back sets to make it 3-all, but Norris then regained the lead to go 4-3 up. However, Klaasen then won back-to-back sets again, winning the deciding set 3-0 to win the game 5-4. This must have been a tough loss for Norris to take after a great run on his debut, but he returned to Ali Pali the following year. In the first round of the 2017 event, he went 2-0 down to John Michael, but he managed to recover to win 3 sets in a row and the game 3-2. He then faced the legendary Raymond van Barneveld. During his first round game, Norris took a towel onto the stage to wipe sweat, and he took another one up to the stage when he faced Barney. After missing a dart at double 16 from 1-4-6 to win the first leg, Norris lost the first 3 legs and was a set down at the fast break. In the first leg of the second set, Norris missed 2 darts at double before Barney once again won 3 legs taking his streak to 6 in a row and putting Norris 2 sets down. Following this set, Barney used Norris's towel to wipe his face and hands before he left the stage. Alan stared at Raymond, giving him a dirty look as he left the stage. Barney also looked to be angry, or just very focused. Alan then threw the towel from the table to the floor during the break, leading fans and pundits to think that he was pretending to throw the towel in like a boxer. However, he was probably just annoyed that Barney had used it. When the game got back underway, the towel was back on the table, but late on in the third set, Norris wiped his face with it before throwing it to the ground again. He went on to lose that set 3-0 again, going 3-0 down. Norris managed to win his first leg of the game in the second leg of the fourth set, and then left out sarcastic celebrations. Barney managed to win that set in the decider to get a 4-0 whitewash win. The towel was still on the floor at the end of the game, but the players hugged, and Norris didn't seem too annoyed about Barney's actions. Barneveld had averaged 103, whilst Norris's 97 average was held down by the fact that his doubling percentage was just 18. A very funny darts moment involving a towel happened at the UK Open in 2007, where Wayne Mardle was facing Dennis Ovens in the last 64. Ovens was nicknamed the Heat, and Mardle was clearly feeling hot during a break as he put a towel around his head and began to throw with it on. This led the fans to laugh and chant, "He's got a towel on his head." Mardle has since said that it felt 100 degrees and that he had a towel that he had dipped in ice cold water. He also said that he had a problem with concentrating. Mardle went on to lose 11-7 to the Heat. Nowadays, a PDC player couldn't throw like this in a game, as Rule 5.17.2 states that no headgear, other than on religious grounds or medical grounds with written medical reasons from a qualified practitioner, shall be worn without the prior permission of the promoter, following a written application from the player. However, after Gerwyn Price wore headphones during a game at the last World Championships, it's hard to know if these rules are actually enforced. We have actually seen another player wear a towel on their head after a big darts game. And Eric Bristow beat Dave Whitcomb 4-0 in the final of the 1986 World Championship to win his 5th and final world title. Whitcomb jokingly threw his white towel at Bristow. Bristow caught it and then placed it on his head.